Has there ever been an athlete linked to a city quite like Tony Gwynn is linked to San Diego? The 8-time batting champion of the National League went to San Diego State and spent his entire Hall of Fame career with the San Diego Padres. Then he returned to San Diego State to coach the baseball team. Now, he grew up in Long Beach, California, where he and his brothers made sock balls to not break neighbors' windows and played baseball in their backyard with a sock ball. But he was a two-sport star. He was very good in basketball at San Diego State. He was all-conference WAC, led the Western Athletic Conference in assist. He was a star that was also drafted by the NBA. But he was a baseball player at San Diego State as well. He didn't play till his sophomore year. But his junior year, he had 423, and in his senior year, he had 416. And that got him drafted in the third round by the San Diego Padres. 1984 was Tony Gwynn's third season in the major leagues, and his first year as a full-time starter. He won the batting title with a .351 batting average and led his team to the National League playoffs and a victory over the Chicago Cubs in the NLCS, where he batted .368. The Padres were stopped by the Tigers in the World Series, but this was a springboard for Tony Gwynn's career to where he became one of the greatest hitters in the history of baseball. Tony Gwynn said, "I'm a natural hitter, but I have to work hard to keep it." It's unfortunate that 1994 was a strike year, because when they went on strike, Tony Gwynn was hitting .394, and he truly would have had a shot at hitting .400. Hi everybody, this is Apba Brian and Baseball Classics with Game 2 of the All-Time Greats Tournament between the 1906 Chicago Cubs and the 1984 San Diego Padres. Yesterday the Cubs won 5-4. If they win today, the Padres will be eliminated. It's the best of 2 of 3 series. Here are the starting lineups for the Chicago Cubs, who won in 1906 116 games. The Cubs will lead off with Johnny Evers at second base, Johnny Kling as catcher, Frank Chance at first base, Harry Steinfeld at third base, Frank Schulte is the center fielder, Jimmy Sheckard is the right fielder, James Slagle left field, Joe Tinker at shortstop, and Ed Rulebach, grade A, C pitcher, Y, and W modifier. For the San Diego Padres, they will lead off with Gary Templeton at shortstop, Alan Wiggins at second base, Tony Gwynn in right field, Steve Garvey first base, Kevin McReynolds in left field, Luis Salazar in center field, Greg Nettles at third base, Terry Kennedy is the catcher, and Ed Woodson on the mound. He is a grade B pitcher with a YZ modifier. All right, we're ready to begin. Here's the first pitch of Game 2 using basic Apba. Both teams are fielding column 1. 3-3 roll. That's an 8 for Johnny Everts against a B. It's going to be a fly out to center field. 1 away. Johnny Kling. 32 is a ground ball to the second baseman, Alan Wiggins, who throws over to Steve Garvey. Now 2 outs. Now player manager Frank Chance, who was yesterday 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and 2 runs scored. 53 is 18. It's going to be a ground ball that's missed by Gary Templeton for an error. Frank Chance is at first, fast runner with 2 outs. Harry Steinfeld. 61 is a 42 that's hit by pitch ball. That puts runners on first and second. Chances at second, Steinfeld's at first, and Frank Schulte is the batter. 281 hitter in 06. 51 is at 8. That's going to be a ground ball out to Greg Nettles at third base. That gets Whitson out of the jam. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. Ed Robach takes the mound. He was 19-4 with a 1.65 earned run average. Here's the pitch to Gary Templeton. 1-3 is a base on balls. He has average speed at first base. Here is Alan Wiggins. .46 is a 32. That's a fly ball to right fielder Jimmy Chicard. He makes the catch, and there's one away. Tony Gwynn had a good day yesterday. He was 2-for-3 with a run scored and an RBI. Here's the pitch to Tony Gwynn. 1-3 is going to be a base on balls. And Ed Robach has walked himself into trouble here. First and second, one away to cleanup hitter Steve Garvey. Two-two roll. That's going to be a single to left field. We're on second, scores, and the other goes to third. So Gwynn's at third. Garvey's at first with the RBI single. That is his third run batted in the series. And the Padres take a 1-0 lead. Kevin McReynolds. Infield's playing back. 21 is a 30. That's a fly out to left field, caught by Jimmy Slegg, not deep enough to score the run. 2 outs. Here is the Padres center fielder, Luis Salazar. Infield playing back again, of course, with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. 63 is a fly ball to Schlegel and left, and that will close out the inning. But San Diego scores 1. We go to the top of the second. 1-0 Padres. Jimmy Chicard leads off for Chicago. 61 is a 40. That's a foul ball for strike 1. 65 is a pop-up to the catcher. 1 away. Jimmy Schlegel. 1-for-3 yesterday. 41 is a ground ball to Gary Templeton, a shortstop, throws over to Garvey, and now there are 2 outs. And Joe Tinker. 34 is a fly ball to Luis Salazar in center field, who camps under and makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Padres. Here is Greg Nettles leading off for the Padres. 46 is a fly ball to right field, caught by Jimmy Chicard. 1 out. Catcher Terry Kennedy. 63 is a fly ball to Chicard. 2 outs. And now the pitcher, Ed Woodson. 36 is a Y for a strikeout. And that ends the second inning. The Padres got 2 walks in the first and took advantage and scored a run, but they do not score in the second. We go to the top of the third, 1-0 San Diego. Ed Robach leads off for the Cubs. He was known as Big Ed, but he was only 6'1". But in those days, 6'1" was big. Here's the pitch. 1-3 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 away. Johnny Evers. 23 is a Y. He's a strikeout. Whitson has the Y strikeout letter. And now the catcher, Johnny Kling. 43 is a ground ball back to Whitson, who throws over to first. 3 up and 3 down for the 06 Cubs. We go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0 San Diego. Switch hitter Gary Templeton leads off for the Padres. 45 is a 14. Another walk. And now Alan Wiggins. Padres will try a hit and run here. .54 is a 32. It's going to be a fly out to Jimmy Chicard in right field. Burner will have to hustle back to first. And there's one away. Tony Gwynn. Swing wide. 34 is a fly ball to Schulte in center field. That's 2 outs. And here is Steve Garvey. 41 is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop Joe Tinker. That's the end of the third inning. We go to the top of the fourth. San Diego 1 and Chicago 0. Frank Chance, who led his team to a 116-36 record in his first year of managing, will lead off for the Chicago Cubs. .34 is a fly ball to Luis Salazar in center field, 1 down. Cubs are looking for their first base hit. They had a batter get hit, but nobody's gotten a hit. Steinfeld 1-5 is going to be, there is their first base hit right there. That's an 11. He can steal on the first pitch. Schulte's the batter. Here he goes. 51, he's going to be safe. 11 through 23, he'd be out. So stolen base for Steinfeld. Batter is Schulte. He is going to square around and bunt. 1-2 is a 25. Safe at first, out at third. So a fielder's choice. But was not successful. 2 outs. And here's right fielder Jimmy Chicard. 6-6 roll, that's a hit column roll. 61 is a double, and that will score Schulte. RBI double for Chicard. It is 1-1. Chicago is tied with the Padres. Runner in scoring position for Jimmy Slagle. 23 is a pop-up to the shortstop, Gary Templeton. Waves his arms and makes the catch for the third out. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. The Cubs have tied the score at 1. Here's Kevin McReynolds. 1-1 roll. That's a 4 against a AC pitcher. That's going to be a double over third. Padres will have a go-ahead run at second. Nobody out. Here is Luis Salazar. Okay, Salazar will score around and try to bunt. 25 is a 10. That's going to be a single. He beats out the bunt, and the runner goes to third. First and third, nobody out for San Diego. That brings up Greg Nettles. The Cubs will play the infield in. Here's a pitch from Ed Roebuck. 1-2 is a 12. And the play result is a fielder's choice, a runner out at home. So McReynolds is out. And now the Padres have first and second. 1 away. Terry Kennedy. 6-6 roll. There's a drive. It might be. It could be. It is out of here for a home run, a 3-run home run, and the Padres take a 4-1 lead over the 06 Cubs. Here's Ed Woodson. 1-2 is a ground out to Harry Steinfeld at third. 2 away. Gary Templeton. 63 is a fly ball to center field. Fred Wildfire Schulte is under it, makes the catch, but the Padres score 3 on the home run by Terry Kennedy. We go to the top of the 5th inning. San Diego 4, Chicago 1. Joe Tinker, the shortstop, leads off for the Cubs. 62 is a ground ball to second base. Alan Wiggins is up with it and throws the first, 1 away. Cubs will ask for Doc Gessler to grab a bat. He'll hit for Ed Rollbach. There's the pitch to Gessler. 45 is going to be a base on balls. Average speed at first. 1 out, and Johnny Evers is the hitter. .55 is an 8 against a B. That's going to be a ground out to Greg Nettles. Gessler will go to second. 2 outs. Here is catcher Johnny Kling, .312 hitter in 06. Here's the pitch to Kling. 24 is going to be a single. Line drive hits the pitcher, runner to third. We're going to ignore injuries as a rule in this tournament. So we're going to say he's okay. And we got first and third with 2 outs. A big chance here for Frank Chance. He's 3 for 4 in the first game. A chance to get his team back in this game. The infield's playing back. Here's the stretch and the pitch by Ed Whitson. 1-6 is a 28 is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, Gary Templeton. That closes out the threat. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 4-1 San Diego. All right, Alan Wiggins leads off. The new pitcher for Chicago is Jack Pfister. He is normally a starting pitcher, but so he will be here in probably in long relief. 1.51 earned run average, 20 and 8. Here's the pitch to Wiggins. 63 is a fly ball to Schulte in center field, 1 away. Tony Gwynn hit .351 in 1984, leading National League. 45 is a base on balls. And in this tournament, 2 games, he's got his 4th walk. 1 out, Gwynn's at first. Fast runner with Steve Garvey coming to the plate. Garvey rolls a 12. That's a double play ground ball to Evers, to Tinker, to Chance. That'll take us to the 6th inning, 4-1 San Diego. Third baseman Harry Steinfeld leads off for Chicago. .327 hitter in 06. 46 is a ball that's hit on the ground to Greg Nettles at third base. Fires over to Steve Garvey, and there is 1 away. Frank Wildfire Schulte. 1-1 roll, that's a hit column roll. 51 is a triple to left center field for Fred Schulte. Jimmy Chicard. Padres are going to play the infield back. 64 is a base on balls. And they're still playing the infield back. but now looking for a twin killing. First and third, James Rabbit Slagle. 1-1 roll, that's a 7. Against the B, that's going to be an out. But sacrifice fly to Luis Salazar in center field. Schulte tags and scores. And it is now 4-2. San Diego. 2 outs. Joe Tinker. .55. That's a play result of 8. Ground out to Greg Nettles at third base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. San Diego 4, Chicago 2. Kevin McReynolds out of Little Rock, Arkansas will lead off for the Padres. 53 is a 17, fielding column 1. That's a flyout to Chicard in right field, 1 away. And McReynolds is 2 for 7 in the series. Here is Luis Salazar. 54, that's going to be a fly ball to Chicard. 2 outs. Greg Nettles. 55 is going to be a pop out to the third baseman, Harry Steinfeld. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the 7th inning. San Diego 4 and Chicago 2. Cubs will lead off with a pinch hitter, Sally Hoffman. So Pfister goes 2 innings, allows no runs. Ovie Overall is warming up in the bullpen for Chicago. Whitson's back out there for San Diego. 44 is a fly ball to Luis Salazar. And Hoffman's retired, 1 away. Back to the top of the order, and Johnny Evers. Or maybe pronounced Evers, I think it's Evers. 63 is a fly ball to Salazar. Evers is 0 for 9 in the series. Johnny Kling. 45 is going to be a base on balls. Average speed at first. Frank Chance. 1-1 roll, that's a hit column roll. 61 is a 6. That's a double, and Kling will score to pull the Cubs within 1. And they got the tying run at second base with 2 outs. Here is Harry Steinfeld. In basic Apba, I go 7 innings with a starting pitcher, but if 2 bad things happen to him, we lower his grade. So that's home rules. And that's because it takes, normally in the major leagues, a couple batters for a relief pitcher to get warm. Ed Whitson will stay out there, though. He's a grade C with 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Harry Steinfeld. 56 is a 14. That's going to be base on balls. Timeout. San Diego will go to the bullpen, and they're going to bring in Goose Gossage, right-handed pitcher, grade B, XZ modifiers, but he will be grade A, pitching to Schulte because of same-sidedness for the first batter only. Cubs have chance at second, Steinfeld at first, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Wildfire, Frank Schulte. 36 is a 12. That's going to be a fielder's choice, or W. He's not a W, so fielder's choice. 6-4. That ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th. San Diego still holds on. They lead by 1, 4-3. The new pitcher for Chicago is Orville Overall, grade B, X modifier. 2.74 earned run average. He's facing Terry Kennedy, the catcher for the San Diego Padres. 36 is a pop out to the second baseman, Johnny Evers. one away. Tim Finery will pinch hit for Goose Gossage. Here's the pitch from Orby Overall. 33 is a 7. That's going to be a single for Overall. Single to right field. Or for Flannery. Average speed at first base. And to the top of the order we go, and Gary Templeton. 1 out. Here's the pitch. 65 is going to be a foul out to the catcher, Johnny Kling. Alan Wiggins. So 51 is a infield base hit for Wiggins. Very fast runner. First and second. 2 outs. And here is Tony Gwynn. 351 hitter. This is an important point in this game. 62 is a 26. It's going to be hit on the air, but it's popped up to Johnny Evers for the 3rd out. We go to the top of the 8th. San Diego 4 and Chicago 3. Dave Drebecki will be brought on to pitch for the San Diego Padres. He is a left-handed pitcher, grade B pitcher, Z modifier. Here is Jimmy Chicard leading off for Chicago. And Chicard is 2 for 4 in the series with 2 doubles and 3 RBI. Here's the pitch to Chicard. 65 is going to be a pop-up to the catcher, Terry Kennedy. 1 away. Jimmy Slagle. 61 is a 40. That's a foul ball. Strike 1. 21 is a fly ball to Kevin McReynolds in left. 2 away. And Joe Tinker. 41 is a ground ball to the shortstop, Gary Templeton. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, 4-3 San Diego. Carl Lundgren, grade A pitcher, Y and W modifiers, will be brought in to pitch. He pitched 1 inning yesterday and gave up no earned runs. He faces Steve Garvey, Kevin McReynolds, and Luis Salazar. Here's the pitch to Garvey. 1-1 roll, that's a hit column. He did only hit 8 home runs in 84, so 56 is a double for Steve Garvey. And Garvey is 3 for 8 in this series. Kevin McReynolds. There's a pitch to McReynolds. 1-2 is a 12. That's a strikeout. Luis Salazar. 26 is a fly ball to Jimmy Chicard in right field. That's 2 outs. Let me see if the runner holds. And now Greg Nettles. 22 is a 8 against an A. That is going to be a ground out to the 3rd baseman, Harry Steinfeld. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Score San Diego Padres 4 and the Chicago Cubs 3. Okay, last call for the Cubs here in the 9th inning. Craig Lefferts will be brought in to pitch for the San Diego Padres. Grade A pitcher, Z modifier. And Lefferts was 3-4 with 2.13 earned run average in 1984. Pat Moran is called on to pinch hit for the Cubs. Here's the pitch to Moran. 45 is going to be a base on balls. Okay, the Cubs are going to bring out Jack Taylor to pitch run for Pat Moran, who is slow. Johnny Evers will come to bat, and he's going to square around and try to sacrifice, only because he's probably 0 for 9 in the series. Here's the pitch to Evers, 51. That's an 11. That's going to be a single. He beats out the bunt, and the Cubs have first and second with nobody out. Okay, Tinker's Evers, a fast runner, beats out a bunt. That brings up Johnny Kling, the catcher. No outs. Kling is 1 for 3 on the day. 312 hitter. Lefferts will be looking for a double play. All right, Kling's going to bunt too. First and second. 63 is a 31. That's going to be a successful sacrifice toward first base. And now with 1 out, runners are on second and third, tying runs 90 feet away. And here is yesterday's hero, Frank Chance, 3 for 4 yesterday with 2 doubles and a run scored. He's got a double today and an RBI, 1 for 4. The Padres will play the infield in. Lefferts will work from the stretch. Here's the stretch and the pitch to Frank Chance. 6-6 roll. It is a hit column roll. 41 is a 11, but the batters only advance 1 base. Ties the score and puts runners at first and third. The 11 will allow Chance to steal second, which he will not because the winning run is on third. He doesn't want to get thrown out. It would break up a possibility of an inning double play, but a fly ball could score Evers, so he's going to hold it first. Now, for the Padres, do you play the infield back, try to get a double play, or infield in? They're going to play the infield in to keep that runner from scoring. If they can, here's the pitch to Harry Steinfeld. 56 is a 14. He has the Z modifier, but that is a base on balls, loading the bases. Okay, Steinfeld is at first. Chance is at second. Evers is at third. Schulte comes to the bat. Infield still playing in. And Schulte has 2 runs scored with a triple in this game. Here's the pitch from Lefferts. 25 is a 10. That's a single over. That scores Chance and moves Steinfeld to second. Schulte's at first. Here's Chicard. 41 is a 28. That's going to be a double play, I think. 6-4-3 to end the inning, but the Cubs take the lead 5-4 as we go to the bottom of the ninth. In the last of the ninth, Lundgren will be pitching to Terry Kennedy, a pinch hitter, and then the top of the order. Padres come up trailing by 1. Here is the pitch. 43 is a ground ball back to the pitcher, Carl Lundgren, 1 away. The pinch hitter for San Diego will be Bobby Brown. 64 is a strikeout. So with 2 outs, back to the top of the order, and Gary Templeton. 21 is a fly ball to left field. Jimmy Slagle is under it. He makes the catch. That's the final score. Chicago Cubs 5, San Diego Padres 4. For this game's wrap-up, the Chicago Cubs scored 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Padres scored 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. The winning pitcher was Carl Lundgren. He pitched 2 innings and allowed no runs. The losing pitcher was Craig Lefferts, 1 inning pitch, 2 runs allowed. Whitson was the starter. He was 6 2/3, gave up 3 runs. And Ed Roebuck was knocked around. He started 4 for the Cubs and gave up 5 runs. No, that can't be right. He gave up 4 runs. But Carl Lundgren is the winner. The star of the game is Schulte, Wildfire Schulte, the center fielder who went 2 for 5, got a triple, a single, scored 2 runs, but his singles knocked in the game-winning run in the top of the 9th inning. To close out the series, Cubs win 2-0, both by scores of 5-4. We'll be back with the next game tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Good night and God bless.